guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I see you, I appreciate you. My name is Damilola Makoji and I'm a lifestyle creator based in Ottawa, Ontario, in Canada. So some of you might know this, but recently like last month, we celebrated my son's first birthday party. We celebrated my son's first birthday, and we had an elaborate Nigerian themed party, themed Owambe. And a few people that either attended or watched the video reached out to me saying, "Oh my God, you guys must have spent a lot. The party looked elaborate, everything looked on point and whatnot." And I'm like, no, we didn't break the bank. We didn't spend as much as you think. Um, so I just thought to do a video on how we were able to plan an elaborate party here in Ottawa without breaking the bank. I'm going to share all the things that I did, all the tips that I did to save costs. Okay, so first thing I'll say is have a budget. Have an amount that you're looking to spend. And even if you have wiggle room, it should be max maybe 5% of the actual budget or less. So have a budget. Don't just spend and go with the flow. Know how much you're willing to put into whatever the event is and what the max amount you're able to spend is, and stick to it. Next thing I would say is try to have an idea of things that you really want versus things that you need, right? So you know that you're putting in most of your money into things that you need, and then maybe if there's extras, you can put into things that you want. That way, it would guide your spending, and it really helped me in that there were things that I knew I wasn't willing to compromise on, and when it was time to bring out the money, I knew that those were the things that I would put in a lot more into. The next thing I would say is you don't necessarily need to have a theme, but have an idea of what you want. So, for instance, if you want food or just small chops like finger foods or actual food, if you want maybe like an actual kids play area, so soft play, bouncy castle, all of that stuff. If you want a big cake or like a small regular store bought cake, if you want your decor to be elaborate or not, like try to have a fair idea of what you want. And I know that themes can be helpful in actually visualizing your party. So maybe if a theme works for you, you can. I had a theme and I had an idea of what I wanted it to look like. So that was helpful. Another tip I would say is draw up a guest list. So literally have a budget per head for each person you're looking to host. If you're just keeping the invite open to everyone, you might not be able to offer the quality of experience that you would want per head if that's a thing for you. Like for me, I wanted everyone to have a good time. So I wrote down the list of people that we were inviting to the party and a cost per head for those people. You don't have to do a cost per head, like actual numbers. You can just, for instance, if you know that a tray of meat has 50 pieces, if you want one person to have 2 pieces, so you're going to invite 25 people, right? So simple math. Okay, so my next tip, which saved me a lot, is doing your research. Doing your research on variety of alternatives to what it is that you want. So I'll give an example. The decor I wanted, I had my consultant in Nigeria. Shout out to you, Prep Station. Sola, you're the best, honestly. Yeah, prop station Nigeria is the best. So I reached out to her, told her the idea that my friend Philly and I had brainstormed on. Um, and then she literally just ran with it, did like a mood board for me and whatnot. And then we started vendor sourcing. So with the decor piece, I reached out to a few vendors. Some charged a lot, and then some had like decent price, but I also had a cap on how much I wanted to spend on decor. So I went on Facebook Marketplace because I was trying to explore the DIY route, like do all of the decor myself. So I went on Facebook to see cost of renting like the arches for backdrop and whatnot. And the person I reached out to on Facebook Marketplace, Bloom Decor, the absolute best. If you're in Ottawa, you have to use these people. Anyways, I reached out to them and they did like a quote which was well within budget. And then I was just like, oh, do you by any chance? So their service, which is very unique, they prepare kits. So they'll prepare like a decor kit for you, and you can just pick it up and set up, like hang. So if it's like balloon arches, they blow up the balloon, shape it, and you literally just pick it up and put in your venue. So I was working with them on, having that kit ready for me. And I just randomly asked, I'm like, oh, do you offer setup service? And they're like, yeah. And it was like at a very little cost. So I'm like, you know what? Why not take off some of the stress for myself? So I had them set it up. So yeah, to my point, do your research, find out alternatives of what you want that's within your budget. Another way I was able to save cost. So the theme of the party, like you all know, is Nigerian themed, and I was so lucky to have my mother-in-law coming in that period. So a lot of the things like the customized party favor bags came from Nigeria. The dollar bills came from Nigeria. Some of the decor pieces as well came from Nigeria. What else came from Nigeria? Our outfits came from Nigeria. The hard candy on the tables came from Nigeria as well. So that was a good way to save, because if you do the conversion, some of the monies that you would send in Canadian dollars, by the time it gets to Nigeria, it's a big deal, right? So we're able to save on that front. Another way we're able to save was on venue, which was a big one. Again, doing your research, explore your alternatives, explore your options rather. So I'd reached out to hotel venues, a few halls, and most of them had like caveats. Oh, you can't bring in your food, or I don't know. Yeah, I think the major one was you can't bring in your food. There was even another place I reached out to, and they're like, oh, just provide the menu for us. We would cook the Nigerian food. I'm like, no, no. So I found a community center, Notre Dame de Champs, and community centers are way more affordable than like maybe hotel halls or actual event centers. um, and I got to rent mine for about 8 hours at a fraction of what like most of these other halls were charging. And this community center sat 200 people. There was enough space for kids to play, and I wasn't going to get that with any of these other places. So yeah, that's another way I save. And then something else that was really helpful for me is asking for help, leveraging the strengths of my friends, and just accepting their help. So a friend of mine did the meat pies and the chicken pies. Uche, shout out to you, girl. She did that for me. She did it for free. My friend slash co-planner Fee was my MC. Did it for me. Did it at no cost. My sister girl, Ini Hannah, was my DJ. Did it for me, did it for free at no cost. She did some of the food as well. She did the geese dodo, she did the Chapman, she got the donuts. Like she did a lot of free things for, what am I saying, for me? For Nemi they did it. Because I know these criminals, well, I know they won't charge me, sha. But yeah, my point is, if you can utilize the strength of your friends or your network, do that, and it would save you. I know I saved a lot from just MC. If I was to get an MC, I'll probably be looking to spend like 400. DJ, probably another 400. And then some of the small jobs that Uche did, I would have spent money on that. But getting all of those things free just because I asked helped me save a lot. My final tip, which should have even been my first tip, is start planning early. If you start planning early, you can save a lot. So, for example, I started planning 2 months prior. So simple things like even the candy in the kids' party favor bags, like the chocolate, I got them during Halloween, and that's because I started planning early. If I didn't plan early, I would have had to get those things at full price. And I feel like sometimes when you plan early, you're able to project cost wise, you're able to um, see what you can afford and even draw up a budget based on early planning, right? So, yeah, I would say start planning early if you can. Okay, so that's all of my tips for you guys. For your event planning, actually, if you're in Ottawa and you're planning anything, you can reach out to me if I have contact based on the research that I've done. I'm more than happy to share. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to like, share with your party planners, not just in Ottawa. I feel like these tips can be helpful for anyone planning an event. Yeah. Thank you guys again for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye.